everyone, it's Celebrity Friday and your view. Welcome to the show. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies in the building. Hi.
Hello.
How you guys doing?
Thank God it's Friday.
I love what you're wearing though.
Thank you.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
I need one of those. That person that made it for you,
I'll
please.
connect
Tell her
it to
to
you.
tell her to hook me up. I like this.
I will. I will.
What's up?
This is
What's up?
Olami's work.
Yes.
Oh, Olami.
She introduced me to Olami.
Ah,
She did.
nice. Okay.
I was trying to remember her name.
The name is in
It's
my
beautiful.
everywhere.
Yeah, she did
She
it
always introduces everybody to
fantastic.
everybody.
Tomorrow
Anything
she
you
say that
need, you need somebody to
Do your plumbing.
to travel to help you get to Mars right now. She knows
Contact
somebody.
me.
I know, I don't know that one. You
Contact
know, I don't know
her.
that
Nima will
man
find
that
you.
was
She say,
Virgin
she knows
Atlantic.
somebody that is going to Mars tomorrow.
No, I don't know that one. That one I don't know. But if
Anyway.
you need a small tailor, somebody
Yeah.
to go to the market, those small
How you
small
doing,
ones.
Jared? Oh, Reggie, what are your plans this weekend?
Okay, I have a job to do. I'm supposed to be on a movie set.
Ah.
So I think I'll be heading there tomorrow. Quickly do that. But I was scouting for my daughter will be rounding up primary school.
Wow.
So we've been looking for a good secondary school
Wow.
for her. I don't want her to school around my area. Although I didn't want to release her.
Boarding house or?
Yes, I wanted to bond more, but I think she needs to be in boarding house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
How old is she?
She's not
she's
spoiled, She's a
9.
mommy's girl.
She's
girl.
mommy's girl. She's not spoiled. She's not spoiled, but I think they are more organized when you go to the boarding.
I
you learn-
honestly I had an
independent.
amazing
They're more
experience in boarding house. I mean,
Wow.
I would love all my kids to go to boarding house. My husband doesn't understand the concept.
I went to
Wow.
boarding
I
house, but I don't
love-
want any of my children to go to boarding
I didn't go to the
I
boarding.
had an
house.
amazing experience, and I think, and I can actually date back everything I'm doing today from what I learned from Burner House. So I would love my kids to go. How you doing, Nima? Plans for the
Very
weekend?
well. For the first time, I'm actually happy it's Friday.
Why? What's
I
happening?
need to sleep. I've not been feeling well. And I called the doctor yesterday to just prescribe something to help me. He says, just come in for a blood count. We cannot prescribe for you. So I actually need to distress and rest.
Rest.
So that's the plan for tomorrow. Please don't be calling me and
Switch off
expecting
your
me
phones.
to come and do anything. But today I have a rant. At Oshodi, just before the Oshodi to go up on the bridge all the way to Anthony, we have police checks on the expressway. Where is that done? Stopping trucks, stopping cars, checking every car that has a carton in them on an expressway. The traffic this morning was totally unnecessary. I left home very early. I should have been here much earlier before 7 and just sat there.
That can even cause an accident.
That's the risk because they're stopping cars even in the middle, not those on the extreme left or right, but in the middle are asking them to park, and the traffic was totally unnecessary.
They don't understand the concept of
So
a
necessary.
freeway, expressway. You don't do that on express. It's
Don't understand.
Are they not
the
being trained?
Highway.
terrible.
Okay. Oh.
Hey, Kiki, how you doing?
I'm well. I'm good.
What's up with you? I like the grin.
Thank you. At least this, I'm excited with the earrings. It's not my
It's a very
style.
YK type of earring.
Yeah,
But it's
but
beautiful.
it's a gift from my cousin, and they were like, I don't know what to buy for Kike. If you buy it, she will not use it. So hey, I'm wearing it and I'm using it.
It
Yeah.
looks very nice.
Thank you.
Very
Plans
Thank
for the
you.
weekend?
I have loads of assignments. I'm writing my MBA, so every time I'm always at the last minute of me turning in my assignments, I start rushing and you start losing marks unnecessarily. So this weekend is for me to
Sit
Tidy
down.
it up.
tidy it up and
Yes,
just move on. Yeah, so that's my plan for the weekend.
What's your plan
Read.
for the week?
Me? Today's my final day on the show. Period. Can't wait to just.
It's not your final.
Just
Just because
offload.
you're going on a break,
I'm
don't
going
rub
on
it.
leave.
Don't
I'm going on a long leave.
Or else I'll just go and get pregnant.
I'm going on a long leave, so I'll be off the show for a while. And Veronica should be taking it over from me from Monday. So I wake up, sleep, and just wake up and sleep, and just wake up and sleep.
Wake up and
and
sleep.
sleep.
You don't wake up and
It's
stay
necessary.
glued.
Oh
It's
my
a good change
goodness.
sometimes.
Because it's not easy waking up every morning and just coming to the show. You have to be here for 7:30.
But I know
It
it's
ain't
easy
easy,
to be bored.
people.
You'll be bored, yes.
I won't be that, but I have lots of books to read. I've started gathering books, so
Okay.
I want to join them. Talk where and
You want to know some
start
books.
reading.
That's
and,
good.
when I come back,
Hey,
very
you're loaded,
eloquent,
baby.
Loaded.
Speak with
Okay.
say you can do it. You can do it. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. That kind of thing that Jumoke, I said Jumoke and
Tokwe.
I can encourage.
Excellent morning.
Excellent morning. Excellent beautiful day. All that thing. I will start saying that. Let's go on a break. It's Friday. We're having fun all the way. Our celebrity guest should be here soon. But first, we'll go through the front pages of the newspaper. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. We're going to start with the punch. Strike continues until federal government implements offers, says ASU. Picture here, one passenger dies, dozens injured as train derails in Lagos. Residents decry illegal miners, kidnappers' activities in Ijesha land. INEC blames politicians for inconclusive polls. Oshibajo governors pay tributes as Ondo buries fashion. Minimum wage, reduce reckless expenses and pay 30,000 naira, says NLC. Ohaneze denies endorsing Atiku for president. Vote buying could mar Nigeria's election, says US. Buhari using government funds for campaign. Victory is mine, President boasts ahead of election. All right, let's start with this strange story. Or who has this? ASU, which story?
I have the ASU.
Go ahead, let's take the major headline. ASU continues strike.
Yes, so the ASU is saying that the ongoing strike will not be called off until the federal government fulfills every of its promise. They're also saying that the meeting they had on Tuesday with a few of the ASU members did not yield anything, so they are still on that strike.
They used a word which I wasn't really sure.
The government, through the Minister of Education and Minister of Labour and Employment, is saying that they've already provided 15.4 billion to be released to the universities. But as we're saying, till we get that money, until everything that you have promised is certain,
they use the word fluid, that the federal government's word response is a bit too fluid, and nothing specific yet.
So they're saying,
and because of that, their staff wouldn't be participating in the...
They said if you're willing, you can volunteer to participate, but you cannot wear the ASU sign and any of their,
for the elections.
Yes, you cannot represent ASU on the elections, but I wanted to take the human interest. That Ijesha community, in
Osun State.
In Osun State, all the 6 Ijesha communities, their leaders are complaining about illegal mining. And Jumoke talks about how this state is very loaded in mineral resources. Yeah. Illegal mining going on in their communities, as well as Fulani herdsmen moving into the community, posing security threats to those communities. I would like to call on the governor of Osun State to please look into the situation now. Illegal mining always has a side effect of environmental abuse and pollution, because it's not done under the right laws.
Interestingly, so it was a picture of the Oba Aram Malaro that was here. Usually they put the governor's pictures, but I guess it's in his community.
It's the community heads that.
Let's move on to The Nation. Atiku not our candidate, says Ohaneze Ndigbo. Train drills in Lagos. Buhari to Tinubu, others. I have confidence you can deliver. Canned mourns as Atilade dies at 76. 100 billion naira Sukuk funds released for 28 road projects. Okay, so Ohaneze Ndigbo was saying that there was a meeting last year, November 14th, where the elder statesman was attended and was happy about the fact that Atiku Obi tickets were promising restructuring. So in his own view, that for them was a game changer. They should support them. But Ohaneze is now saying that
through their deputy leader and spokesperson that no, and that the allegation that they received 2 billion naira to support Atiku is wrong, that they have not endorsed any candidate. But they would also love to align with what the elders of the group said, that any person bringing restructuring, that is proposed, any president who would do the proper restructuring that they are asking for is most likely.
They even said that meeting they had last year, November, it wasn't even from them. It was a group of friends of Atiku that organized that meeting.
Okay, well, let's move on to New Telegraph. Very unusual. Governors absent as Buhari holds campaign council meeting. President, I'm confident of victory February 16th. Atiku says APC planning to rig presidential election. Dogara says election will be referendum on insecurity and hunger. I won't rule myself out of Senate presidency. Wow. Taking tea during pregnancy poses risk for
Yes, so I have the story.
Then Tinubu's National Assembly office buckled, that's the Senator Remi Tinubu. Let's see which other story. Mobile, Adrian Woods exit demonstrate rascality. And FG mobilizes road contractors with 100 billion naira.
So you didn't finish the tea.
The tea issue.
You didn't finish
taking tea during pregnancy poses risk.
So risk to what?
In Jesus' name.
Risk to what? You didn't finish it now.
Scientists
Taking tea during pregnancy poses risk to baby.
To the baby.
To the baby.
So
Yeah, you didn't say baby. You didn't say baby.
When I didn't want to space it.
Want to know who the
Scientists
risk is.
I don't
in
want.
Ireland have come up with this.
In which island?
Island, IRELAN.
It's not island.
It's not here, yes, the island. So they are saying that pregnant women who take tea, you know, that caffeine from tea and coffee, that poses a threat to the babies. It even helps, it reduces the IQ of the babies. Though they are saying it's not like a cause, but there's a link. They traced a link to it. So I think we just have to be
Moving on, next story. You said that they bought good senator's office. Who has that story?
Yeah, the office of the Senator Oluremi Tinubu was burgled in Abuja on Wednesday, the National Assembly on Wednesday. And we're told by the aides, Nifemi Ajay or something, that the CCTV in the office was removed first, I guess so that they won't be able to trace the people who came to bug the office. Wow. And a lot of items were stolen, HP laptops, what's it called, there's smart devices, and a whole lot of that. So they don't know, maybe it was someone that sponsored them or not, but they reported to the nearest police station. And exactly,
you know, when they carry maize the other day, everybody were keeping quiet. This is the National Assembly. If certain institutions that we have continue to get compromised, you know, I had issue with the APC rally. If the one first citizen is in attendance, if those people can be compromised, all of us were not safe.
And I think that the fact that we don't even have forensic, I don't know, maybe it's data issue in our country, because at the end of the day, we're told that the footprint of those, burglars were there. But how can you trace the footprint and all of that?
No, because it shows their
fingerprints,
shoe prints, maybe not necessarily
even with their shoe prints.
And their
even with their shoe,
you can't trace shoe prints. It has to be.
I have seen Nigerian police do a forensic investigation.
We have. Yes.
If I have not seen and taken on this table,
yes,
such a story where they did a thorough job.
Let's move on to Daily Sun. It's not our topic today. Let's move on. ASU bars members from election duties. APC governors absent at Buhari campaign council meeting. One died, many injured as train derails in Lagos. Who has a story? UN withdraws 268 workers from Borno over the Boko Haram attacks. Abia Guba Oshimbaji Oshomole to attend August campaign flag off in Umuahia. Okay, let's talk about the train for a second.
The train story that happened in Agege area. So the coaches, one of them fell off while the train was in motion, and then one person died. A lot of other people around were injured.
The person died at the hospital, NRC hospital.
Just yesterday, I was just saying it here that we are so afraid of entering trains,
our trains,
because we just don't know what's going to happen.
My problem
and the very next day,
those ones that even climb on top. Have you seen them when they are
hanging around the train?
I think they should stop that.
But you know, rail line is one of the safest
Aside that, I think that they have a lot of issues with the facilities on ground. Do you understand? Because we're told that last summer or something, I've reported the issue. And nothing was done.
The tracks were pretty faulty, so that's how it derailed. The governors were absent at the APC campaign flag off.
Yes, so they were present on the one they did on Monday. The one for yesterday, however, none of the governors, APC governors, was present at the flag off campaign.
Oshamole said they are governing their states. We didn't expect them to come.
A lot of people
are very busy governing their states.
No, this is strategic. You know that just yesterday we took the papers where the president said setting the governors, and they are going to are the ones delaying the 30,000 minimum wage proposal, and that they're still going to go ahead and propose it to the Senate. So we don't know whether they bad belly.
You don't know that speculation.
No, I'm just adding the.
No, let us know. I'm adding the Jara inside. Let us know the Jara.
Did not come for our party.
Simple. Moving on to Vanguard. Presidency in fresh move to ease Magu out of EFCC. Oh, I didn't see Vanguard today. We didn't endorse Antiku for presidency. Ndigbo. Umisiri defects to APC. Alleged $8 billion repatriation. FG, MTN settled out of court. Troops kill 80 Boko Haram terrorists, lose 2 officers, say army. Oshomole Okorocha Keyamo others flag off. So rebuff claims of APC governor's beef with Buhari. Will not participate in the 2019 polls, says ASU. And 1 dead as many injured in the train derails in Lagos.
So okay, Boko Haram. Boko Haram. Yeah, Boko Haram. I don't have it from the Vanguard, so I'd like not to report it. Let me not be reporting from online. But the Magu story I have in the Vanguard, Magu is supposed to go for a training, and according to the writer in Vanguard, someone close to the presidency is saying it's part of the activities to ease him out of office. You know, he's not been able to get his get approval from the National Assembly, from the Senate, and so most likely the president will change that. All indices are against him on this, the fact that he will be eased out of office very soon, and they are already proposing 2 other candidates to fill up his position, except the president tries to hold him back, keep him.
All right, I think that's all we can take on front page review. It's Friday. When we come back, we ask a very interesting question that we saw on social media. Can you marry your ex's sibling? And later, we'll talk to our celebrity guest. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So on social media again, we picked up another story. That's a doctor who dated a girl for 5 years, finally proposed to her, and he was turned down simply because the girl said, my parents will not allow me to marry someone that is not from my own tribe. The doctor now said, okay, no problem. He now moved on to her elder sister. And after dating that one said, quickly, sharp, yes, I will marry you. The ex, who is the girl, the younger one, however, is now threatening fire and brimstone. Now, what are your thoughts on this? You can join the conversation on 070-806-68014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. There are different angles to this story, because the truth is that we've heard that is there a scarcity of men, or we know that the statistics
of men globally, women globally shows that women are more than men. So you find that a lot of women are rushing to grab any man that comes their way.
The ones that know what they are doing.
So the point I was trying to make is that, in view of that, should women still have that resistance they usually do when it comes to settling down? Do you still, you know how we grow up, so you have to play hard to get, you can't just be so available
on your own.
Is that still valid today? Or should we say that today, or once the man says hello, just get married?
Don't remove the chicken from our soup. Let us eat beef inside the soup. This girl, the issue is that she was wasting brother's time for 5 years. That excuse that she gave did not happen in the family. We tested it and it didn't work.
Yes. All right.
In the elder sister.
Yes. Okay, Nima, I agree with you. But the fact that, I disagree with you. I take that back. The fact that the girl in the first place is having issue with the senior sister is because the guy in question is close to home, and it will be painful for any woman. Let's be realistic on this table. Any woman who it's not even about that they married, they dated, but you'll be seeing the guy back to back in your family. However, do I believe that if you want to break up with anybody, it's not even about, let's even assume that you want to have a divorce today. I could say that my husband, somebody's mouth is smelling, so to speak. Do you understand? To end the divorce. So obviously the girl gave up an excuse to end the relationship.
Can I have that?
Listen, I want us to focus.
Which is why she shouldn't have a problem.
Right? See, this is an example, but you see, there are bigger issues beyond this one.
Correct. Yeah.
The bigger issues are today. Lots of women want to settle down. Now, your sibling is dating somebody who you think is correct. Yeah. She's your younger sibling. You are much older than her. She's much younger. She's still doing.
Now,
is it appropriate? Hang on. Is it appropriate for you to identify that my younger sister is wasting time? I'm ready. Can I actually still date that man that my younger sister?
Of course. That brings me to what I call sister code.
Okay.
Hold on. Sister code and girlfriend code.
Right.
Now.
It's unwritten, but it's
unwritten, but it's there. Right. Because the truth is, you have had a relationship with this person. You dated for 5 years. In Nigeria, you date a guy for 5 years. You guys have had something sexually. And then, hold on. And then the guy, now, I would say that elder sister probably must have been eyeing that bobo while he was dating the younger sister. It's part of the issue.
Because not necessarily.
If there was no likeness, so to speak, you won't quickly say yes to the guy when he came.
Okay.
Even if your sister dumps him, find your own man. So it brings us to, do we have, I know that back in the days, those things didn't matter. But right now, do you want to start that kind of war in this modern day?
Let's take that up.
This lady, Bold Orwell, did a post recently about how immediately after her fiancé passed, she moved on to his friend and everybody thought it was abnormal. And I didn't see anything wrong in it. So they always say this thing when I was growing up, that Tia Obaku, if a man dies, it's his friends usually that will console the wife and marry her most likely.
Yeah.
Because they would have been seeing the good quality that their friend have been enjoying. That's the story of this elder sister.
So
there's a good quality man for your younger sister, and your sister just wants to waste her time.
I messed up.
And this guy is wondering, after all that we've done, I've never had a resistance from your father. Why now that is the excuse you're giving me?
Should I ask you a question?
And if
is it an Islamic-induced perspective?
See, no, that opinion, actually, of course, you know, all my opinion are sunnah based. They're influenced Islamically. Yeah. So in Islam, the barriers for people you cannot marry are long bloodline. And when you take that out, even a long bloodline, when death happens, you can marry your husband's sister.
If the guy is a good in-law.
Even if he's not a good in-law, if you propose and you like him, go ahead. There's nothing stopping you. Whether it's good or bad is not the issue that they are debating.
Okay,
whether it is allowed. Those are temporary barriers
argue
to marriage.
Because
marriage. That's for me. So I've left it because if we're going Islamic, we might not be dealing.
Let me take this call from Alima. Alima, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead, please.
Please, I disagree with what you people are saying there, because I have this issue particularly in my family.
Okay.
I have a sister. He is dating one guy, as they said in story, because I'm not there. But she normally sends her younger sister to the guy to collect something, normally. But later then, about 3-4 years, this is my younger sister. She's the wife of the guy that my own sister is marrying now, is dating now. So this thing is abomination.
Okay, she married the man.
How can you, your sister is dating someone, know how, for good 3 or 4 years, they must have something
sexual
between each other.
Yes.
How can you now marry the guy somehow or the other? This thing totally breaks family.
It breaks.
It breaks families. Thank you so much, Halima, because that's an angle.
Let's arrange it again. When a proposal is made, it's a proposal. I'm a Muslim and it's difficult for me not to think along that line. You see what we call relationships these days is full marriage.
Right.
Yeah, we know.
The entire soup has been eaten.
We know.
That's why we're having issues.
We know.
So if it is still a proposal,
so
you are coming to me and I'm saying no, and at some point I can say no. You can move on to
so Halima, do you realize that?
Based on
the point Obajuli is saying that you can't be saying no for 5 years. So at that 5 years, we're saying that this is obviously an established relationship. Where you're already probably acting like married couples.
Yes.
Exactly.
So in this situation,
why will you now
you
come
should hands off?
Say your daddy did not agree.
Lima, in that situation, should you hands off? Because the person in question is already almost like a wife.
Hands off, bro.
I even expect.
No, I want Halima to
see,
there's
something called mommy mwe at some point in marriage. So if it never happened, you never had an introduction with the family. You can come into the family and
it is obvious that the parents of these two girls involved probably never met the guy when the younger sister was
It's very possible.
Because there's no how your parents would have met your boyfriend while you were dating, and they will agree that the guy should marry the elder sister. Yes. So probably this younger sister just gave up an excuse to end the relationship.
So my question is,
so the guy should miss a good girl because of that?
Do we now say because we need a husband, we forget to be
the morals?
Exactly.
Which morals?
No.
Which morals? Hold on. Because people should not just go morals.
Admit your younger brother. Admit your younger sister has rejected. You now carry it. You should have shame.
Let me tell you something. I said you should have shame.
Forget that thing. You should have shame.
Chicken that is properly grilled, be looking for beef, and you are hungry for chicken. You can eat it. Let me tell you the truth. Wait, when we talk about morals, it's the sister in question who had a 5 years relationship, broke up with the guy who didn't have morals. Why are we talking sex here?
I disagree.
Why are we talking sex here?
Let's call Idris. Idris, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Yes, good morning.
Morning. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, this is Idris calling from Nassau. I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
The topic under discussion. My own view, it all boils down to the norms of the society. where these things are happening. If a man dates a woman and maybe one or two things happen and he could not marry her, and younger sister or elder sister is still available, according to where we come from, it is not a taboo. And I think it's even better that the love does not even leave the family. So it is not a big deal. It all depends on what the society or the place holds as a norm or a taboo. If it is not a taboo in the society, then I don't think it should. What is allowed in one place is not allowed in another place.
It's not even a taboo, it's
All
a
right.
sentimental taboo.
Thanks very much. Yes, Kika, go ahead.
While I understand that love is not a respecter of certain things, but I believe strongly, morally, there's something wrong. Listen, Nima, there's something wrong with both sisters dating a particular guy. Do you understand? So in my head, I'm saying to myself, if sisters can shoot themselves, so to speak, in the back, so that means friends would do worse.
Yes.
Because you guys are not looking at it from that point of view. When our parents tell us, be careful of your friends, be careful of this, look at it from so if the one living with you is already eyeing what you are eating, so to speak, because you never can tell.
You from
maybe
the
behind
beginning.
closed doors, maybe the senior sister. Do I also understand
I'll let you come in, Roger, but if we look at it from this way, life is too short. Life is way too short for this kind of complications we put on ourselves. Yes, we understand the moral angle of it, but if I hear what Nima is saying, in the real world, in how it's supposed to be, where you and I are dating, we can date for some time, we're not supposed to be intimate. We're not supposed to be intimate. I'm just saying how it's supposed to be.
Even when you're intimate,
when you're not supposed to be intimate. In that situation where you now feel you don't want, maybe it's appropriate for your sister to take over. But we're saying if it's 5 years, we suspect that intimacy is there. Now, once you're intimate with somebody, is it appropriate for that same man to become intimate with your sister?
No, let's call the bullshit, because at the end of the day, right?
Don't use that word on TV.
In the world we live in today, let's analyze it on today's world. There is no how you will be dating a guy within 6 months. You people will not have intimacy with one another. So you're not
date.
No.
You did not date.
Yes, I will say to you that maybe the first relationship or my first marriage, yes, we got married without any sexual whatever. But at the end of the day, the world we live today, Morayo, within 1 year, there would be intercourse. So if you dated a guy for 5 years, Nima, if you dated a guy for 5 years, all 5 years, which a lot of things, I believe that the girl,
as I am sitting down here,
no.
I can give you 2 people, close friends of mine, who dated for 6-7 years and didn't have sex, and all of them are not Muslims.
Nima, can I quickly say that it's very possible that in the course of the relationship, you know how women want to do shakara, and like let me make sure he pushes further and let's break up, and then he proposes and I say no, thinking he will push me, he will beg me, he will pursue me, he will spend money on me, and he goes quickly and proposes to the sister, and that one says yes.
You take shape, chop.
So where are we? That means she's been eyeing my husband or eyeing my boyfriend.
We'll bring in our celebrity guest. We'll hear his thoughts on this. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. He's a Nigerian musician and a youngest son of the legendary Afrobeat godfather, the frontman and leader of the Egypt 80, his father's former band. He has won several awards and was recently nominated for the 2019 Grammy Awards. Please welcome with us Oluwaseun Anikulapo Kuti. Woo! His birthday is also today. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, just turning 22.
Oh, I can see that. No, she's 18.
22.
But this is your shoes. I wish camera could carry it. It feels like it's a blood thing. It runs in your family.
So our viewers can call us on 070-806-68014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. So you're hearing our conversation before.
Yeah.
In your view, can you date your girlfriend's sister once you and your girlfriend breaks up?
Personally, not really, but I won't judge because as we all know in Nigeria, what's going to be is going to be. Everything is written, Abi.
Right.
So that's how it has been written by the ancestors. that they will end up.
Kadara.
You know, so I mean, we cannot judge. I personally don't judge people if I'm not in their position, you know. And happiness, love is the ultimate reason why we are here.
All right,
So the only reason we are screaming at each other is because the younger sister can get sentimental tomorrow and say, but it was my ex. And I have a problem with what you will not chew. Why bite it?
No, but my own, I get time before, not be property.
Not be your property. Thank you,
You
very
know.
much.
So you don't see a problem where maybe in the course of the marriage they have an issue, the husband and wife, and then he starts tilting, maybe the younger sister is not married, and they find their way into a romance.
They discover their love
happens
back.
most of the
long
time.
thing, no. That's long thing.
That's
The question is,
cheating.
can you leave your younger sister with your husband eventually? If you see them in the living room, maybe just passing away,
Exactly.
your mind will be flying all over the
mind?
place.
Yes, now.
And this
Well-
young man won't even
Let me
take
let-
it.
let me-
Once
I-
they
let
bear,
me
always
let
they
you-
bear.
let me let you respond to that.
Well, I think personally, like, if they're going to get married, people don't just jump into, people just jump into marriages these days.
Exactly.
But I think if you're going to get married to someone, issues like that must have been discussed, hashed out, you know.
Exactly my
Emotions
point. An
too.
insecure woman
Exactly.
cannot be in the position of the elder sister.
Exactly, I
An insecure
mean.
woman cannot be in that
Let's
position.
move on to your
Can
interview
we
because
take
we
a
like to
couple
talk to you. Well, let's take a few to it. Yes,
Okay,
please.
so Mary Oster says, women are emotional beings, but I agree with Nima, and I'm not a Muslim. There's nothing stopping the sister from marrying her sister's ex. I would have disagreed before, but life is not the way we see it. Who says it's immoral? Who makes the rules? Bello says, there's nothing wrong in it since me and my ex were not meant for each other. Andrew says, I'm sorry, the lady broke up with the guy and the guy moved on and saw the elder sister and liked her. It might be possible the sisters have been far and apart for a while, but BC, life is too short to
So
jump.
Blue says, concerning marriage matter, life is about choice. You never know the worth of something until it's gone. Shore says, marrying my ex-sibling is not a big deal, as much as I am not the one that is guilty of the breakup. And I don't see anything special in marrying a guy that my sister doesn't want to marry, because one man's food is another man's poison.
Okay. All right, let's come to you because recently you've been very, very hot. Anybody that says anything about Fela right now, Seun will just respond. No, don't talk like that. You're not part of our struggle. You know, Kanye West said something and suddenly, I mean,
No,
is it that
Kanye West is the only person I've actually responded to because...
No, there was another one that you said that was almost as if you're telling people that they shouldn't act as if they know your father more than you guys.
Oh, that one. For me, that is even a bigger issue of
please help us
young
explain.
Nigerian artists.
Yes, because people identify with your father. I mean, it's almost no more like your own father. You know, it's like everybody's father now.
Everybody.
So, is it that you're getting too touchy about people saying that, or is it a problem?
Exactly. See, why is Fela everybody's father?
Yeah.
Because Fela took responsibility for his people.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be the new Fela, you cannot abdicate the responsibility to the people.
Right.
So if you are not doing that aspect, that everybody is using to claim my father as their father, why are you claiming to be? So I mean, for me, it's simple. I don't really. Fela gave a huge gift to the world. I mean, his music is a huge gift, but I know my role in this world, and part of my duty to my father is that I will not let people bastardize his legacy, because many of these people just want to, you know, the part of Fela that was eccentric, they want to use it as an excuse to get away with their own irresponsibility. You know, everybody wants to smoke igbo, chase plenty girls. So for those reasons, you are Fela. No. Don't even do that.
Okay.
Don't even do that. Don't minimize my father to such a basic. Fela was far from basic. You know, so you do your basic things, stay in your basic lane. Do not now bring something so great. Don't pull it down to your...
So smoking out.
You know.
That makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
If any artist was carrying out their responsibilities to the people and says he's the new Fela, I mean, welcome. We need
The Kanye
it.
issue, I'd like you to break it down before I go on further on the...
You see, Kanye has had a long career of being a genius. Anyway, that's just a musical joke for me. I laugh when I hear those things. You know, and he has done so many things, but I never mentioned my father's name. Suddenly,
It wasn't only your father's. He mentioned Bob Marley.
Well, I'm not Bob Marley, so I don't care. You know, really.
They don't have problem. They should.
Exactly, they should accept. You know, but I don't bring up my father's name when you are rolling with oppressors. You are in America wearing MAGA hats with racists, coming to Africa to hold meeting with Museveni, one of the oldest despots and human rights abusers in Africa, and then you say you are possessed by Fela's spirit. But what are you saying?
You are deep.
What are you?
You are.
Move back. You know, you and your Kanye or wherever you are, everybody might be shaking for you because they need a few dollars.
The new
I don't really want anything.
Would understand now when you explain on your view what you mean about the Kanye issue. The people who are advocating the African Union, African unity, Africa's superiority, and our own sovereignty would understand. But the way the world is now, everybody just wants to. Survival has reduced us to focus on the most irrelevant things.
Yeah, they reduced us to basic
we want relevance. We are looking for visa to go to these countries. That's where we think the greener pastures are.
No, not to those go, to escape.
Exactly. So those people would find what you're saying. You know, but this one is comfortable. It's Fela's son.
Well, I mean, if they think my comfort is the reason why I can speak, then so be it. But I don't think we should abandon our sense of reasoning just because we want to eat. Yoruba song be le tonri ẹran mo le tonri ẹran pe màlúù brother. So I can't. But see, it is widespread in society. But personally, I would not succumb to that.
You're doing a good job carrying the legacy of Fela. Yeah. But I think we should always remember that Fela was more of an activist than a musician. Yes. So let me ask you, if Fela was alive today, do you think he would have supported any political party or any individual, so to speak?
Well, I think Fela was also a presidential candidate during his time.
Yes.
And personally, I think if my father was alive today, he would be president of Nigeria. He would have revived his political ambition. But I'm also someone that doesn't really believe in ifs. I always tell my friends, if my mother was a man, she would have been my father. But lo and behold, she's a woman, she's my mother. You know, there's ifs and all these things, you know what I mean? Yes. But Fela, I don't think anybody in the Nigerian political scene today is a Pan-Africanist socialist. Right. So there's no way Fela can support any one of them. They are all
okay, let me connect. I'll come to Bajulu, but there was something that Ken Ogungbe said that advising artists not to support any political party, saying that, listen, you go and perform for one party and suddenly they down mark you as this party member. Yeah. And once after, if they lose or they win, it now determines who patronizes you afterwards. So in your general view, artists have been somewhat attached to a certain political party. Do you think it's right? I mean, or do you think they're just doing their job? Leave them alone, let them do their work. They're being paid for what they're doing.
Well, see, this is why nobody is the new Fela. So this is what I'm saying. Everybody just wants to be paid. Nobody's above that. All over the world, artists endorse candidates. What I don't understand in Nigeria is how we endorse candidates that we know openly do not perform for the people. Why do we as artists endorse such candidates? Why do we continue to fuel and feed the beast, you know, and use our music and our talent to misdirect our people's attention? You know what I mean? Majority of Nigerian music today, I always tell people, is a tool of our oppressors. Because what does the music do? It puts pressure on the young people. You listen to a song as a poor young person or a working class young person, you are immediately put under pressure by your own peer. Saying, oh, look at me, I have this nice car, I can get your girl, look at my beautiful clothes, what do you have? You are nothing. This is not the power of music. The power of music is to elevate, you know, but since our oppressors want to continue to press us, you know, so they encourage this kind of narrative.
Yeah. So Fela's shoes are heavy. Very, very heavy. And one of our concerns is, can we get, even from his children, someone who can fill up that space? Fela was larger than life. And he was someone who fought the government. He didn't care. Now, I don't know how you plan your songs and write your songs, but do you see yourself getting to a point in your career where you can look at the government and say, you guys are doing wrong in your songs, and fight them?
This is why they don't play my songs on the radio. I'm doing that already. I mean, if you listen to all my albums, I'm very outspoken, very political. When I take my CDs to the radio, they say, you have to bleep this before I play. I'm like, just leave it and don't play it. You know, so, as I said,
that's why Black Times has been nominated for Grammys this year.
I mean, you know, so that shows that we're doing the work, you know, and that's my 4th record. It's not like my first album, you know. So, for me personally, Fela's shoes is not something for his kids. As I said, Fela is someone that inspired the world. There's so many Afrobeat bands globally that I'm ashamed of what we call Afrobeat here. Because when you go international and see, they are about to take the culture from us, you know. what has happened to funk, soul, jazz is about to happen to Afrobeat too, while we, the real custodians, motherland people are
laid back.
You know, forgetting this art. And also because there's no real encouragement for young people to, because when people ask me like, why didn't know Afrobeat bands in Nigeria, I say, imagine a young guy that is inspired by Fela really, wants to make music, get a band. How does he get a band together? How does he pay them? How does he rehearse? There's no grant, there's no support for artistic development.
Right. Okay,
so
let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll take some tweets and take some calls.
Okay.
Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Time don't come, my people. Now you ready to rise, to be free, to wise, to be free. Now you ready to rise, to be free, to wise, to be free. Now you ready to rise, to wise, to be free. Now you ready to rise, to be free, to wise, to be free. Now you ready to rise, to wise, to be free. Come on, people.
Cool, nice work there.
Yeah, that was at Seattle. We did a radio show that they also have a web TV.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. We have a new video out for that song actually. I'll bring it to the
able to
station.
play on our
Okay, all right, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Kiki.
Yeah, sure. I think connecting back to what Mo said concerning Kenya, when he said artists should not be used for political campaign, I totally disagree with Kenny.
Me too.
And I think that it's totally unfair for him as a CEO of a company, as a label owner, and as a learned person. And where am I coming from? I think that politicians are products and their manifestos are what they are selling. In the first place, you mentioned Kanye West when you were talking, and you said Kanye West, we all know that Kanye West speak for Donald Trump today.
Yes.
What's it called? Oprah Winfrey used a platform to popularize Barack Obama. Yeah. Do you understand? So if I bring it back to home, Coca-Cola is using Two-Face to promote their brands. And Airtel is using the Yarimbo and the likes and all of that. So if Kenny should come back now and tell us that artists should not be here, are you saying that as a citizen, first of all, don't you have rights to associate yourself? There's freedom of expression and freedom of association. So go ahead. I'm coming back to you now. So are you saying that you agree with Kenny, or if any political party should call on you for their campaign, are you going to support them, knowing that artists, that is how they get their money in the first place, by endorsement?
Point understood.
Well, I personally would do a show for a politician if I believe in his manifesto, his platform, and his ideology. What is really wrong in Nigerian politics is that nobody takes responsibility for their actions. So an artist can support an oppressive manifesto or ideology or candidate and still turn around the next day and say, oh, he's for the people.
Sorry. Right.
You understand?
Sure. Let me quickly take this call before I let you respond to it. Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please. Hello?
Hello?
Please go ahead. Thanks for calling.
Hello, Tony. A first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, so I just wanted to contribute to the show.
Go ahead.
Yes, so I totally agree with Nima.
Thank you, Jerry.
Go ahead, keep talking, please.
Oh, yes, sorry. So I totally agree with Nima. I actually don't believe that you can be I actually believe that you can be in a relationship for up to 5 years and not be involved sexually, because I actually have my twin brother, for example, he's in that kind of relationship. And if I have a friend that she's in a 4-year relationship and does not have anything sexually. So I totally believe that you can be in a relationship and not be sexually involved.
So I mean, that is very arguable
so,
because
I
lots
don't
of
know
people
about,
do everything else but the thing. So trust me, it's arguable. But thanks for your comments. Let me go back to Seun.
So, Seun, I felt, why would you accept to support an artist manifesto and still say you can't take responsibility? Because we live in a climate where once you align with one particular politician and his manifesto and all the manifestos, trust me, all of them, they're not oppressive ones. So it's until after they get into office that the things change. Atiku now has a record, we know. And today, he's giving us the manifesto that we are looking for. He will give you, we will give, when Buhari was coming, change. But today,
in nature, we have, they are not working.
Okay, that's because they are not capitalists.
Yes.
But if you support a politician and he gets into office and the plan changes, how do you plan to take responsibility? Are you supposed to say, I'm sorry, people, I didn't know this was this, or you take what
that's
exactly?
That's why such decisions must never be taken lightly. You must never just say, oh, they've called you, you collect the money, pay, and you're there. You cannot take such, because you have to take responsibility for what happens after. This is what I cannot accept from anybody. Right. I cannot. You cannot give me this, oh, I didn't know, I didn't.
Let me come to you as an artist. So I listened to your father's songs a few months back, the very old songs, and they were making sense till today. The relevance is still on in our present day. And now I listen to commercial artists. I call them commercial artists because we want to blow. I'm an artist myself. We want to blow, want to give them that what they want and make money. It's business, as far as I'm concerned. But what can be done to ensure that you have, as an artist, the true artist, you have evergreen songs that anytime anybody plays that song, even the generation to come, they see the relevance of your message. At the same time, make money. Because it seems like if you want to make noise,
I think my father was never the richest musician when he was alive neither.
Okay.
I mean, Sonny Ade was richer than my dad. You know, Ebenezer Obey had more money and more houses than my dad. My dad died, he had only one house that we lived in, you know. So we didn't have a car. After my dad's, after the military attack on our compound in '77, my dad never really recovered to that level of wealth, you know. Because my dad didn't believe in the banks. So when people don't know that when the soldiers entered his room, there was 2 million naira in cash on his bed.
At that time?
In '77, it was 75 cents to $1.
Hey.
You understand? So that was why I was first able to escape from the house. Because, you know, people don't know they caught my dad in his neighbor's house in the backyard. As soon as they saw me, they just forgot that I was there.
So let's talk real talk in the sense of money. The truth is that, because my father was almost like your dad, where it wasn't about the money. And today you look at it and you're thinking, does that still hold sway today?
Yes, it does.
Because it's easy for you to say, because you have a name.
You have a name.
I can't walk into the bank with my name and withdraw money, can I? I have to work.
A commercial artist out there who is saying, listen, I got to take care of my family.
How much do you need to take care of your family? This is what I say to people, like, don't come and give, it's greed. How much do we really need?
Right.
Like, I'm not, if I have an opportunity.
My husband says that a lot. How much do we actually need?
Right, we need a lot.
If I make $10 billion
not
today,
necessarily.
if I have an opportunity to make $10 billion today, I will take it. Only if I know that it is not exploiting anybody else. The money, as long as there's no exploitation in money, then I can actually take it.
As being a true artist.
Yes. But other than that, I don't want anything. The way I am, that's why nobody can, when they come to me, they can't offer me anything. So when I don't want anything, then you have to now win me over with
we have very little time. We have to round up. I know you're going to Los Angeles for the awards on February 10th.
I even have a tour in America. That's the only way I can afford to go to the events. I have a tour, so I'm lucky. The tour falls in line with the Grammy date. So
talking about the tour, do you think that Fela's music is more appreciated abroad than in Nigeria?
What I think is that Nigerians are not open to not only Fela's music, but proper African music as they should be. Right. You know, I tell people that I think Nigeria is the only country that the Rolling Stones will come and cannot sell out a stadium.
Oh, wow.
Right. It's the truth, because they've controlled our music so much. Our oppressors only want us to think a certain way, so the music fuels that certain kind of thinking, you know.
Suits them.
Yeah,
okay.
so.
All right, but is there anything you want to tell your fans, aside from the fact that you're going to?
Well, for me, you know, it's 2019. I believe that this is the liberation generation, and everybody should try and take responsibility for the development of this country. What is missing in Nigeria is a real Nigerian culture. We have ethnic cultures, but we all say we are Nigerians, but we refuse to create a culture that we can be proud of.
Do you have a PVC?
No. I don't have a PVC because I don't believe in any of the candidates or the political setup as it is today. Okay. There's no point for me going to disturb myself to queue.
So how do you plan to change it?
Internally, creating my own movement and grassroots movement and organizing and participating in organizing my communities, my own way of
helping. Thank you very much. Well, we wish you all the best. Hopefully you bring home the Grammys.
Yeah. I don't do enough.
And when you do, please from the
I don't do plenty.
From Muitala, just come straight here.
If I know winner, it's because the ancestors don't want to have covered all bases.
All right, ancestors. You put all we can take on the show today. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Have a fabulous weekend. We'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.
To bring pain, to bring tears, to bring suffering to my people.